David in Manchester, hello.
Good morning.
We put out some of the options for the King, but maybe you think he doesn't need to do any of them.
I think he should do all of them, and in fact take the motley crew of the royal family with him. It's an outdated institution. I'm 73. When I grew up, we were told the royal family is the head of the country, to respect it. It's a shambles now. The whole institution is so outdated. It's past its sell-by date.
Well, I tell you what I think is you may. Here we go. This is another picture now. What is this event we're looking at now? This is 2023, and it's Christmas. And Andrew does kind of do the old "I'm getting to the front of the photo" thing. He's not. I don't know. Doesn't it feel like bullying, David, at this point, where people start to say, "Look, Andrew shouldn't be at the front of pictures anymore"?
Yeah. Exactly. I'll give you an example. When Eugenie, or one of the two daughters, got married, because Harry and Meghan and William and Catherine had an open carriage ride, one of them stamped a privileged foot to say, "I want." But Andrew Air Miles decided that the Exchequer should pay for the close protection. He's loaded. He should have paid that, not put it on the British public, but it was a sense of entitlement that the British people should pay.
Yeah, and there's a good point there, that he insisted that Beatrice and Eugenie should be princesses and known as HRH, their Royal Highness, correct? Whereas that lovely Princess Anne, when she had Zara and I don't even know the other one's name, she just let them be ordinary citizens.
Peter.
For decades, the British media treated the royal family with careful respect, reflecting a public mood that saw the monarchy as a unifying force. Broadcasters like Jeremy Vine embodied this tradition, never fawning, but always steering debate back to safe ground. The late Queen Elizabeth II was the anchor of this arrangement, her popularity shielding the institution from deeper scrutiny. As long as she reigned, criticism was muted, and the monarchy's flaws were papered over. But her passing changed everything. With King Charles on the throne, the old reverence faded, and the monarchy's contradictions became impossible to ignore. The media's protective bubble began to deflate, and polite whispers of discontent turned into open frustration. Suddenly, the monarchy was no longer untouchable. The stage was set for a dramatic shift, not in radical pamphlets, but live on mainstream television. And it was Jeremy Vine, the voice of Middle Britain, who would preside over this public reckoning. The turning point came during a routine segment on Jeremy Vine's Channel 5 show. The topic, the future of the monarchy. Then David, a 73-year-old from Manchester, called in, not a young radical, but the very generation the royals relied on. "It's a shambles now," he declared, his bluntness cutting through the usual politeness. "The whole institution is outdated, past its sell-by date." This wasn't a political rant, but a lifetime supporter finally giving up. David called the royals a motley crew, not a majestic family, but a dysfunctional circus. His words echoed the authentic voice of public opinion, unfiltered and weary. Coming from someone who'd once waved the flags, his verdict carried real weight. David was the canary in the coal mine. The monarchy's core support was crumbling from within. The silent majority was no longer silent. In live broadcasting, silence can speak volumes. When David finished, all eyes turned to Jeremy Vine. Traditionally, he'd offer a gentle rebuttal, remind viewers of royal charity work, or steer the conversation back to neutral ground. But this time, Vine said nothing. He let David's words hang in the air, unchallenged. The silence was more powerful than any argument, a tacit admission that the criticisms were valid, maybe even unanswerable. Vine, once the monarchy's polite protector, became a mirror for national disillusionment. This wasn't a slip. It was a conscious choice. By refusing to defend the royals, Vine signalled that the old rules no longer applied. The establishment's defensive line had collapsed. When a mainstream broadcaster stops defending the monarchy, it's clear the institution has lost its cultural authority. The king had no clothes, and Vine was no longer pretending otherwise. David's call didn't just speak in generalities. He zeroed in on Prince Andrew. He recalled the outrage over Andrew allegedly demanding taxpayers fund police for his daughter's wedding carriage ride. At a time of public hardship, this entitlement was galling. The Prince Andrew scandal, his Epstein ties, disastrous interview, and legal settlements, became a symbol of royal privilege gone toxic. For many, Andrew's presence is a constant reminder of the monarchy's failings. He's not just a rotten apple. He's proof the whole barrel is spoiled. Vine's silence gave way to something more open disgust. He read a chilling quote from Virginia Giuffre's book, describing Andrew's sense of entitlement as a birthright. The words exposed the psychology of unchecked privilege. Vine looked into the camera, his professionalism stripped away. He's always been incredibly arrogant and entitled. This was no longer just reporting, it was a personal, damning verdict. That horrific quote sums up Andrew's attitude. I think he still doesn't believe he's done anything wrong. Vine was no longer just allowing criticism, he was leading it. He voiced the public's anger, suggesting Andrew's scandal was not just personal, but symptomatic of a deeper institutional rot. The old deferential media pact was dead. This was raw, unvarnished truth on national television. Prince Andrew may be the most toxic figure, but the rot runs deeper. The Sussexes' departure exposed bitter family divisions and turned the monarchy into a global soap opera. Accusations of racism, hypocrisy, and PR blunders stripped away the mystique. The royals preach about climate change and unity, yet fly private jets and feud publicly. The mishandling of the Princess of Wales's health, including a manipulated photo, shattered public trust. Scandal after scandal has built a narrative of an institution out of touch and fundamentally dishonest. The public's goodwill has been crushed under the weight of accumulated missteps. The royal family now looks less like a dignified institution and more like a chaotic, scandal-ridden circus. The most significant shift is generational unity in disillusionment. Once, only the young were expected to question the monarchy. The older generation was its bedrock. But David's call showed even lifelong supporters feel betrayed. The monarchy is losing support from both ends. Young people see irrelevance, older people see broken standards. Their reasons differ, but the conclusion is the same. The monarchy is no longer fit for purpose. The social contract has eroded. When grandfathers in Manchester join the critics, it's a cultural realignment. The monarchy is losing the argument with both Britain's future and its past. The moment on Jeremy Vine's show was more than TV. It was a cultural landmark. When an establishment voice like Vine lets the monarchy be dismantled live on air, it signals irreversible change. The institution's reservoir of goodwill has run dry. Under King Charles, the monarchy is judged on its merits and found wanting. The arguments for its existence ring hollow. It's seen as a source of embarrassment, not unity. Vine's silence and disgust validated millions' feelings, confirming their anger and exhaustion were shared. This is the new consensus. The monarchy has lost the room. Its authority is gone. It's a hollow crown, detached from the people. David's call was a verdict from the past on the future. And Vine's reaction marked the moment the establishment finally started listening.
The submission itself sounds nice. And to my amazing and peculiar Sussex family, thank you all for watching our videos and tuning in to Daily Diaries Friday's update. Keep it light, keep it there, and see you next time in our next episode. Bye bye. May you have a good day and a good time. Keep shining. Bye bye.